fact that he's like so into the food and the plant, like Utah as a personality is just someone who cares about the plants. There's a few people in the world who are really plant people. I don't know how to put it. Like, they know so much more about plants. They have such a deeper, intimate relationship with plants, and they know like plant people recognize each other. Like, there's certain things they have in common as a result of being so deeply connected to the plants.
Over here we have some muscadine grapes. Really tasty. So if you crack it open, like a regular grape essentially, you have the little seed. This is called Chicago Hardy cultivar. From the name, probably tell it grows in Chicago, so it's good for Boston. And then it's actually producing this milky sap that you could use to make cheese. So in Jamaica, at least for me growing up, like if you're walking home from school and you're walking with your friends, if you stop at their house, like there's a fruit tree there. You just like reach out, there's some oranges, there's some grapefruit, there's jackfruit, and you can just hang there, talk while you're eating and then leave, and then the next kid in the group goes home, and it was just, it was just always there, like he was walking by. Whereas here, there's like maple trees, and that's about it. So it's all like, why isn't there like more, it's like more stuff that's hanging there. Flour, and then this little seed stuff, and then inside of this, if you crack it open, this is a little seed right there. So I had like the garden grown here, and then I meet up, we have the permaculture group, and then now just like post events. So when I first started, some events I have like preparing your soil, or which cultivar should you plant, or when to plant it, or how to prepare your area, harvesting, and just like had like lots of workshop at the start. There wasn't really a food forest, BFFC yet. We just kind of had these meetings, and then I met Allison and Dan, and then we kind of like, that was like our core group there, and we kind of hosted stuff. And after a while, we met Orion. He was running like an incubator space, and he was just like, well, yeah, you guys have a great idea here.
Yeah, I say often that we're growing far more than food in a food forest.
Yeah.
Absolutely the food, but like what we're really growing are relationships. But also the relationship between neighbors who would otherwise be like ships passing in the night, who live in different professional and social circles, overlapping geographically, but not connecting. And then in these garden spaces, because of the shared love of the outdoors, of gardening, of eating the food together, finding points of connection and building relationships across, urban divides of language and culture and race and class, and finding an authentic way to be in community together.
So food forest is, it probably should be called a food savanna, but it's where you create this forest that also produces food. So you try to mimic forest work where you have all the different layers, and so you kind of create this ecosystem that requires less human input to kind of sustain itself, and less toxins. And so we kind of want to mimic that forest that just kind of maintains itself, but also give us a harvest. The idea was for each little neighborhood to have like their own food forest, so they can just, you don't have to walk miles. It's like, this is their space. Permaculture is, at the very start, it takes some work, and then once you start it, it just keeps on going. In Jamaica, we grew up like everyone says, hi, how are you doing? You gotta tell them good morning, maybe even too much. So it's definitely kind of, lots of interaction with people. And I, you know, that nonprofit that I work at, you know, I also, my regular job, I also like, you know, helping the community. So it's probably something that's more innate to me to an extent. But yeah, definitely, you know, that part of it is a core part of, you know, permaculture and just like. And also for me, it's good like sharing this idea. Like everyone should know where their food comes from. They should be able to see it. I'm like, everyone should know. Everyone should be doing this in their backyard and their balcony. So to me, it's just like, yeah, this is so exciting. Everyone should be doing this. But yeah, just kind of getting, you know, folks involved in it and just coming to the garden. That's exciting to me.